Hi, Tim Georgeff here with episode 2 of How to Be a Financially Successful Musician. We have a long road ahead of us, and today I'm going to share some financial housekeeping things with you. 3 points actually that I think are crucial not only to our success financially, but also to our success as performers. And so we're going to dive right into it today with point 1. And point 1 is keeping track of everything. Now you might say, I already keep all my receipts, all my gas and my instrument repairs and new instruments and performance clothing and all these different things. You keep track of all that, and then you use your tax software, or you have an accountant, and that's great. If you're not doing those things, you need to, because one of the primary benefits of being a self-employed musician is itemized deductions. But I'm not just talking about that. I'm actually talking about keeping a log of all the money that's coming in, and not just the money and the amounts, but also what the gig was and a little bit of information about that gig. Now, the reason why, it's simple. I'll give you an example. Last year, I booked a private party for a 4-piece band, and I charged them a certain amount of money. They loved us, and now they're wanting to rebook for 2018, but they want to increase the size of the band a little bit. Had I not kept track of what I charged them, I may not charge them the right amount of money. So it's key to know what you charge and what you charge for. Now, what are some of the pitfalls here? Well, you could charge less money, or you could charge the same amount of money for the same thing or a little more, and now you're making less. That doesn't make any sense. Or you could charge more money. You might say, how can I justify that to the client that I'm charging more money? Well, first, there's inflation. Everything, the cost of everything is rising every single year. So should the cost of your entertainment. Secondly, if they're booking you again, then that means you did a good job, and a good job should be what should be rewarded. That also means if you're doing a good job and being rebooked, that you're getting better. Your band is getting better. You're increasing your repertoire. You are more in demand. And so the law of supply and demand dictates if there's more demand for you, your price should go up. So you need to make sure you're keeping a log of what's coming in so that you can assess the appropriate price when it comes to rebooking. And that works not just with clients for private parties, but for clubs, for festivals, for anything. They always have a budget, but trust me, you can always find a way to get a little bit more money. And hey, that's what we're doing. We're professionals. We deserve to be paid for what we're doing. The second point I want to bring to your attention goes along with the first of keeping track of that income. It's January, and right now a lot of my peers are complaining about all those 1099s that are coming in. Some are complaining about the 1099s that are having to go out. And it's really, a lot of people think, well, one of the benefits of being self-employed is I don't have to report all my income. And while that's not really the best way to go, I'm going to argue it even further and say you're missing out on some very crucial, some very important, and some very positive things by not reporting all your income. First of all, if you are not issuing 1099s to the other musicians that you work with that you've paid, you are now paying extra tax on money that you don't have to pay tax on. They should be paying the tax on that money. That's why you issue that form. Secondly, if you are not reporting all your income, you don't have a substantial proof of income when it comes time to buy a car or buy a home or even get that extended line of credit at a brick and mortar music company or a mail order music company somewhere to buy that expensive instrument. If you don't have appropriate proof of income, doesn't matter how good your credit score is, you're not going to get the credit that you want. Just this past year, I went into the car dealership to buy myself a new SUV. Need a lot of space to carry all that keyboard gear and my PA gear and such. Found something that I wanted. It was expensive, and after I made a deal that I thought was good for me, went into the finance office, and the financial manager there asked me, so what kind of work are you in? What line of work are you in? And I said, I'm self-employed. I'm a musician. And it sucked the air right out of the room, and he started looking for alternative finance methods. And I said, whoa, wait a second. I pulled out my little folder with my information and slid it across the desk to him, and inside that were my tax returns, my 1099s, proof of income over the last few years. And after looking at that, he said, wow, you qualify, you have a great credit score, but you also qualify for, with that income, you qualify for 0.0% financing on 100% financing for 60 months on a new vehicle. So by having proof of income, you can get yourself the best rates rather than paying 8, 9, 10, 11, 15% on a used vehicle that's not going to get you to the gig every time or is going to break down at 2:30 in the morning on the way home. You can afford a new vehicle. Or maybe you're looking at a new house, one that you can build that music studio in that you've always wanted to. You can't do that in your apartment, but buying a house these days can be expensive. So you need to make sure you have proof of income. That's point number 2. Now moving on to point number 3. You have to be setting something aside for yourself. It needs to be more than just a little savings account. It needs to be something substantial. So at the end of the year, if you have extra money, either put it into a money market account or put it into a mutual fund, buy an IRA, stock that savings account up so that if you have a couple slow months or you are injured and unable to work or perform for a few months, that you have enough income that you don't start putting yourself in a desperate situation. So, 3 points, I'll go back over them really quickly. 1, keep a log of everything, not just incoming and outgoing, but even information about that incoming money, what those gigs and performances were like, what the clients were like. 2, make sure that you're reporting all your money to the IRS. Make sure that you're doing the appropriate tax forms. Get an accountant involved if you're unsure what you're doing. Finally, number 3, make sure you're saving money for a rainy day. Okay, some great things coming up. It's January, which means I'm going to NAMM. I'm going to take you with me. We're going to be looking at new instruments, meeting some great people. Looking forward to that. Also, some other great things around the corner. We have the Piano Summit coming up in New York City in March and be visiting with some amazing musicians and also going backstage with just in some great areas. So don't want to spill all the secrets yet, but can't wait to get there with you. Look forward to seeing you on the road.